Living in your ivory tower, Andrew Rossi is with us. He is the filmmaker, the Ivory Tower of academia. Did you spend a lot of time in college and academia yourself, Mr. Rossi?
I did, actually. I had a really positive experience going to Yale. That's where I went undergrad, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to make this film. I had such an awesome time, both academically and socially, and I felt that I had a very balanced experience. But a lot of students today are actually not learning a lot and getting into incredible amounts of debt.
So you're not anti-higher education. That's not what this is about.
Exactly. I'm really looking at a sort of balance that we can, inspire a national conversation around between what college education can do well and also what's broken in it.
Maybe everybody, is it, are you then of the opinion that maybe, we say everybody needs to go to college. Oh my God, you got to go to college. Maybe you don't need to go to college.
That's exactly right. That sort of cultural idea that we have, that everyone's got to go and that you can't have a career unless you do, does not make sense in the 21st century. And there's a whole movement of people in San Francisco particularly, and they're hacking their education. It's called Uncollege. And we look at them. We look at folks in Arizona State University who are trying to graduate in 4 years but are having trouble doing so.
Yeah.
And the debt that they're taking on doesn't make sense.
Sometimes you amass so much debt in college that you don't have much hope of paying it off, no matter, it'll take you 10 years to work to pay it off. This doesn't make sense.
Over 50% of the people who graduate today under the age of 25 are either unemployed or underemployed.
Talk about Deep Springs College. I've heard about this. I talked to somebody who went there. Talk about that place.
Deep Springs is one of these really awesome programs. It's in Death Valley in California, and it's an all-male school, about 20 students, and they balance self-governance, labor, and study of the classics. And people come out of there so invigorated and wanting to pursue all different kinds of things, and it's free. It's an example of this really special kind of education. But of course, all around the country, tuition rates are skyrocketing. Since 1978, they've gone up over 1,000%.
Who should go to college? Who should spend the money and go?
Well, the dream of college is to have social mobility, right? It's to make it into the middle class, and so people who feel like they
what again?
The middle class.
Yeah, where's that?
Exactly. Well, that's the problem, because actually, when you take on that much debt, your class position is getting cemented. Because if you have over $100,000 in debt, you're on this treadmill and you're not making it to the next level.
So who should go? People who want to be professionals.
People who want to be professionals. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, if you want to have a certain career in business, and you feel like the school you're going to is the right cost, and you can get a job when you graduate, those people should go.
Maybe if you want to be, like I did, an actor, maybe you shouldn't go to college and graduate school.
If you were able to get grants and scholarships to go at not a really high price, then it could be a good experience.
And isn't that what Obama's been trying to do? Make college more affordable for more people?
Absolutely. This last Thursday, in fact, he had 100 college university presidents convene at the White House. And the First Lady talked about how for her to go to school was this transformative experience. And we see that in the film. Actually, we profile Spelman College, which is a historically black college in Atlanta. And the students there are having a transformative experience.
By the way, just to go back to Deep Springs College for quickly, a person I talked to who went there said, we studied the classics and we learned how to skin a cow or skin an animal. And I thought there's a weird education for you.
Right.
But,
Ernest Hemingway would be
we worked in the fields. We studied classics, and I learned how to skin a deer or something.
Totally.
It was a very odd education. But loved it.
And there's one student that we profile at Deep Springs who actually his job is to fix the engines on some of the irrigation lines in the ranch that they use. But he also says that he had no interest in going to college itself except for Deep Springs, because he thought he would just become a consumer who's sort of participating in this like college business.
It's called Ivory Tower, and it's Andrew Rossi, and it's hopefully just to get people talking about
That's right.
what college should and shouldn't be.
I hope that parents and their children, they can sit down at the dinner table and really have a frank conversation. How are we going to afford this, and is it right for you to go or not?
Yeah. Thanks a lot for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right.